AEW's All In ticket sales Texas. So this is All In for 2025.
Yep.
There's some good news and some bad news with this. The good news is that it's believed that AEW and Tony Khan sold over $1 million in tickets since tickets had become available, including high-priced VIP experiences in the first week. So that's good. The good news, they've generated $1 million in revenue. The bad news is it's believed that the actual tickets sold that first week amount to around 6,000. Now, that's still a decent number if we're talking an arena show, not a stadium show. But
this is a stadium show?
This is their annual stadium show. So this was the stadium show that this year was in Wembley and the year before was in Wembley. And then they announced that they're coming back to Wembley in 2026, but for 2025, for whatever reason, they're going to be in Texas. To add context of why this is bad news, because you think, well, $1 million and 6,000 tickets, hey, that's not bad. But Wembley...
But you're in Texas Stadium.
Yeah, but Wembley All In 2, when those tickets were made available, in the same time frame, 34,000 tickets were sold, around about that, and they achieved over $4 million in revenue. So really, it's a revenue drop of like 75% year on year, and nearly 85% in actual ticket sales. So yeah.
I think that stadium show in Texas, it doesn't sound too good to me. I think they're going to bomb there. When is the show?
It'd be August next year, so there's plenty of time to sell some tickets. But
but the one in Wembley sold how many the first week?
Okay, right, so that was in All In 2, and they sold 34,000. I think All In 1 in 2020, it would have been 2022 when the tickets were made available, like December, I guess, or something. They sold more like 40, 50,000 in the first week, and it was already a huge success in the first week, and they've gone from, in 2 years, 50,000 to 6,000.
Well, we may see a venue change.
Do you think?
Texas Stadium holds about 70-something thousand.
You don't think he's going to persevere like Fritz von Erich did, in those later Texas Stadium events? They went from like 40 to like 8,000.
Yeah, well, it can happen. It can happen. And I haven't been watching AEW that frequently, but I don't think they got anything that could be a marquee match at this point. I really don't. Nothing jumps at me or anything. See, when they lost Punk was their salvation, I think. And I've expressed this opinion before. I think when he wanted to go to WWE, I think he got himself fired on purpose. He wanted to get fired. So, and we see what he's doing now, and he's in a much better condition now, or situation now, than he was before.
Yeah, I've got to tell you this. So Samoa Joe is healthy and not there. I don't know if he's still filming a TV show, Twisted Metal, but I mean, he's not been there in months and months. Edge is fit and healthy, but he's also filming a TV show and he's going to be back in January. Bryan Danielson, who was maybe their other biggest star, has now retired and may never wrestle again, or, if he is going to wrestle, it'll be well into next year if he gets surgery. I have a theory, Dutch, you tell me about this.
I hate it.
Oh, you'll hate it even more when you hear it. MJF versus Adam Cole was the main event of Wembley 2. Wembley 1, and Swerve Strickland and Bryan Danielson was the main event of Wembley 2. Neither of those matches for me were marquee super main events that were going to drive, that many ticket sales. My opinion is that the big star of the show was Wembley. Wembley was the big star of the show, and all the way back to SummerSlam '92. You've got all that history of people who wanted that show or big shows in that stadium for years, and that's what sold the tickets more than anything else on the card.
Oh, I agree. I agree to that, because if you look at AEW's lineup, not one name really jumps at you. MJF.
He's right in the mid card again. He was the champion, then they re-debuted him and shoved him right in the mid-card.
I don't understand their booking. It's none of my business, but I want them to do business. But guys, let's get behind somebody and let's push him to the moon. Because when you see Hulk Hogan, he was pushed like there was no tomorrow. Pushed. Sting in WCW, pushed like there was no tomorrow. Flair. I mean, they were just superstars, and you had your other wrestlers. And AEW now, that's what you got, the other wrestlers. And there's nothing to really drive ticket sales. Nothing.
Do you know who's I'm sorry to interrupt. Do you know who is tipped to be the next AEW World Heavyweight Champion?
Don't tell me. But tell me.
Darby Allin.
What?
Yeah. Apparently, I don't know if it's John Moxley who said he wants to be the, he's looking at him to drop the title to him or whatever else, but it's Darby Allin, apparently, they're looking at as the future of AEW and the face of the league.
Well, let me say one thing. Darby Allin doesn't look like a champion to me, but I will say this. They are telling a story with him, and he does it. He is the classic underdog, but he's my thumb is bigger than he is. He weighs 165 pounds, 170 pounds.
Less.
He weighs less than that?
I think he's billed at 155, so he's probably less than that.
Well, where's that word?
Where's Tessa Blanchard when you need her?
Yeah, hey, we put Tessa Blanchard against him. They weigh the same, maybe. What's that word you just used? Credulity?
Straining, credulity, yeah.
No kidding. So when you look in the ring and the referee is bigger than he is, you got a problem. But I have no problem with his work. It's just the way he's presented and his actual size. Because people pay attention to that because I'm paying money to see this 165-pound guy. I don't know. Wrestling fans sometimes you need to say you need to have a superstar going out there that looks like a superstar, that looks like he's jacked up. He looks like he's beyond human. See, the whole WWEF back in the WWF days, that was every guy coming to the ring. You'd have the Barbarian, then the Warlord, and then you'd have Barry Darso, and then you'd have Jim Knight. They were all 250, 280-pound guys. And then if you walked Darby Allin out there, you'd go, what the hell? Or what is he doing here? So that's when you strain credulity. That's my new word now, credulity.